Hi and welcome. This is Trader Genius and I'm Jess, and we are here today with James, the man, Trader of the Month. He has been putting into practice all of the process we talk about, and we are here to just talk with him a little bit about his evolution and possibly go over a trade today. Can you talk a little bit just about your growth recently? How have you evolved over this time since coaching?
Well, I have reduced the amount of stocks that are on my main list to the ones that I like to trade. So I'm not constantly clicking on stocks and checking, see which ones I can trade, because for me, that was ultimately manufacturing trades that I didn't need to do. So, along with that and realizing the power of the volume genius, along with having a lot of patience, I only trade stocks that have volume, consistent volume.
That patience and focus is a game changer, and it seems like you've kind of settled into your group, and it's really been reflected on your overall success. And with that being said, I think we've got a trade from today that you took advantage of and had some success with.
Yeah, trade was made on Baba.
All right, so this is today's live market. Here we are in Baba, and we've got these two purple markers. So we've got an entry right here on this purple marker on this red candle at the bottom, and we've got an exit with this purple marker right below or right around RA. You want to talk a little bit about what you were seeing on the setup of this trade?
So first thing I noticed was the consistent volume through the morning. As you can tell on the bottom of the screen, you just see you see the volume genius bar graphs on the, it's consistent, and it had a lot of volume in the morning. Once I realized I had consistent volume, I then checked the 60 and 15-minute charts to see if there would be any potential roadblocks in the way of it going down.
Let's just pull that. Because I think that's a great point. So we're not just looking at Baba's live chart.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of zoomed out a little bit and looked at the 15-minute chart. And what did you see there?
I saw that there was a gap up, but it seemed that and it clearly did, but it seemed like that it was making up for that gap going down. I took notice, and it kept going down, so I knew that the probability of it making up that gap was pretty high. I started getting background signal, K-band, volume was there, and I was getting the casual trader signals. I felt comfortable in entering the trade, and I knew where my exit point was right away before I even entered. So I got in for about a minute and maybe 10, 15 seconds and got out.
So we went through, we got in, everything looked good. And then what was it looking like for you on the exit?
I mean, again, I got in, or I got out while the market was still strong. Got out while it was still going down, and it was at a resistance line. It was at a resistance, so it just kind of all coalesced together, and I got out. No problem. Took me out instantaneously.
Yeah, so when the candle goes another 50%, just that one candle here that we're looking at on the exit candle,
Mm-hmm.
what does that do to you emotionally? Does that get to you and you say, man, I missed out on doubling the profit that I took? Or
I don't even think about it. I know the power of the tools that have been given to us, and that power, and I've mentioned this many times to you guys about compound interest and the power of that alone. You know, you put money away in a bank and for a certificate deposit, and you keep it in there for maybe a year and only get 1% or something like that. And you're making 1 minute trades and making, 6, 8%, or between anything between like 2, 8, 10% in like a minute in one day. Maybe not every day, but maybe not even once a week, over time becomes more powerful. So I don't think about like anything that I made 6% off this. I'm totally happy with that. I have no issues about worrying about, oh, I should have got in or I should have stayed in longer. No, I don't care. I followed
Awesome.
my process. That's all that matters. That's
Very
all that
cool, man.
matters.
Well, this was a fantastic trade. Appreciate you coming on. I really value you as a member of our community, and I'm glad we were able to spend a little time together and chat today. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.